Hello, sweet friend, and welcome to episode number 9. Today is January 1st, and that means goal setting is on everyone's mind. While I don't really think that there's anything super special about January 1st, it is the time that most people think about setting goals. So today, if you are listening to this even in the middle of the year, don't worry. You can still use all of these tactics, no matter if it's June or July or maybe October. All of this will apply no matter what, but we're going to go ahead and dig in on setting some goals and how to actually obtain them this year.
Welcome to the Wise Photographer Podcast with your host, Chelsea Wise. Each week, Chelsea is bringing you the best tips and tricks to help you create a joyful, profitable, more purpose-filled photography business. Chelsea is a wife and mom of 2 who has built a thriving photography business in her tiny hometown in western North Dakota. Without further ado, here's your host, Chelsea Wise.
So this February, I'm finally getting my farming and ranching husband off the ranch, and we are taking a trip to San Antonio, Texas. I mean, the only reason we're going there is so that we can go to the stock show, but at least we're getting off the farm. Anyways, the first thing that this travel site that I was using asked me is where I'm flying from and where I want to go to. This is the exact same things that we need to figure out when it comes to goal setting, where we want to go and where we're starting. So today I want to go ahead and walk you through a little bit of an exercise. I want you to go ahead and hit pause, and grab a notebook, grab a pen, open up the Notes app on your phone or Evernote if you're a cool kid. If you are driving right now, go ahead and just listen, but I really encourage you to replay this episode later on when you have some time to actually think through all of these things and write them down. Okay, did you grab your pen and your paper? Awesome. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to imagine what your life looked like when you're 80 years old or maybe 100. So what impacts did you have on those that are closest to you? How did your kids or your spouse describe you in your obituary? What impacts have you had on your community? Are there any causes that you're super involved with? And how did you make others feel? All right, so what impacts did you leave on the world? What are those big, scary, awesome dreams that you have that are kind of leave this world a little bit better after you're gone? How does your body feel at 80? Are you in shape? Are you healthy? Have you traveled in your lifetime? Where all have you gone? What does your work look like? So do you love the job that you have? Are you able to afford the things that you want in life? How many clients are you taking on each year? How did you make those that you work with feel? And how did you make those you serve in your work feel? Are you able to retire early? Do you have any debt? Don't stop to think about what you're writing. Just keep filling that page with all the things that you did, the people you loved, and the impact that you made. Now, this is what we call like your big picture goal. This is what we want your life to look like at the end. Now we need to see what needs to happen in order to start living that life that we want to have. So go ahead and look over the page that you just wrote down, and how does the life that you're currently living differ from the life that you want to have? Are you healthy now as you want to be when you're 80? Are you spending time with the people that you love in the most impactful ways? Are you in debt? Are you overbooked? Are you underbooked? Do you need to make more money in order to live the life that you want? Okay, now that we see where we want to go and where we are currently at, now it's time to set some goals to move us in the right direction. And if the thought of setting goals kind of scares you, I want to share a quote with you from Laura Casey. She says, "Grow what matters one step at a time. Little by little, your steps will add up." So, what should your goals look like? I don't know if you've ever heard about SMART goals. I've heard people mention it in the past, but I didn't actually understand what the hell they were talking about. But a SMART goal is an acronym, and that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So we just kind of talked about all of where we want our life to go. At the end. And that kind of brings in the relevance part. So now it's time to get specific, measurable, and time-bound as well as achievable. So what does this look like in practice here? So a goal could be that you want to be healthier in 2020. What does that actually mean? Does that mean that you just drink 1 can of pop a day and that means that you're living a healthier life and therefore you met your goal? I would say probably not. I think a SMART goal, so like the acronym SMART, would be something along the lines of, I want to lose 10 pounds by July. So that is measurable. It's 10 pounds. It has a time limit, so like by July. And then we can start breaking down what you're going to do to achieve that goal. There's an end date to it, right? So here's another example for you. I want to make more money as a photographer this year. That's awesome. That's great. But what does that actually look like? The SMART goal version of this would be, I want to book 10 weddings at $3,000 each this year. So we're having a number of weddings, or a number of clients, and how much each client is going to pay for their session. All right, how about one more example for you? And this could be, maybe I want to be better with my money. Now that could mean that you only pay cash for coffee at Starbucks. But the SMART goal version of this, I'm putting air quotes around SMART goals like you guys can see me, but I am, now that you know what I'm saying here. The SMART goal would look like creating a budget to be debt-free within 12 months. Maybe that does mean you're paying cash for your coffee, but that also could mean skipping coffee altogether. So hit pause right quick and look over what it is that you want to do and see how you can create goals that are SMART. Remember, that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. All right, now that we've got some SMART goals, we need to create a plan on how we are going to make these goals happen this year. And we are going to do this by creating stepping stones. So what are stepping stones? I want to give you this analogy of getting across a river. So imagine this river. It's super wide and you can't like just jump across it. Now, where we want to get is on the other side of this river, like 300 yards downstream from where we're currently at. So it's not straight across. We are going to travel downstream a little bit. And this water in this river is running fast. It's not like a quiet brook. Like if we jump in and start swimming, are 2 outcomes. First, we're either going to get tired of swimming against the current and we're just going to let this water wash us downstream. Or number 2, we make it to the other side, but we are either upstream from where we want to be or we are way downstream from where we wanted to get on the other side. So that's one way of getting across the river. The other way is to put some stepping stones along the way so that we can hop from one stone to the next stone and we don't get washed away by this water and we make it to that campsite that's on the other side. So these stones are strategically set along the river to help us not get washed down further, but to get us right on track. The more stones that we have, the easier it is to see this path and not risk having to swim between those stones. So what do these stepping stones look like? Let's say that I want to book 12 brides this year. That means that I need to book 1 bride a month. Okay, those are big rocks that are in between there. And like those are big accomplishments towards that 12 bride goal, right? But we can also create little stepping stones between those big rocks. So those little stepping stones could look like blogging once a month or showing up on Instagram every day or going to a bridal show or updating my portfolio or my pricing. Each bride is that big rock along the river, along that path. But those other little things like blogging and Instagram and bridal shows, those are like little stepping stones between the rocks. So we don't have to swim between the big rocks, right? Okay, so now we know where we want to be at the end of our lives. We know where we're at right now. We know that we have some SMART goals that we have set that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time sensitive. And we've set these stepping stones across the river. I want to go ahead and give you a little more help along the way. The next thing is to kind of find out what motivates you to keep going. And I think this is different for everyone, but I want to give you a few ideas of what this could look like for you. You could focus on what your life is going to look like when you complete this goal, or what you're going to do to celebrate this achievement. That could be booking a trip somewhere, or a spa day, or I don't know, taking a whole week off, whatever that looks like. You've got that thing that you're looking towards and you're just driving right towards that celebration at the end. Another way to look at this is what happens if you don't achieve the goal. So what pain is it going to cause? What is going to happen to your family, to your loved ones, to your business if you don't do all these little things to get you to that goal? Another thing that some people need are, those first two things are type of internal accountability. But some of us need some type of external accountability. And this could look like sharing your goals with your spouse or a friend, posting your goals on social media. I'd love to invite you to the Wise Photographer Facebook group. You can head over there. The link will be down in our show notes, but you can find some great accountability there. Some other ways of external accountability could be looking at hiring a business coach, or joining a mastermind, or even writing out a check to something that you don't believe in and giving it to a friend to either donate to a charity or to cash out if you don't achieve that goal that you've set. Or like maybe you're going to pay your friend, I don't know, write them out a check for like $3,000. And if you don't complete the goal, they get to cash it and they have $3,000 to do whatever they want with. That's kind of extreme, but it could work. Here are some other ideas to kind of help you keep moving on your goals. And the first one I want to share is keeping your goals front and center. There are so many successful people in the world that are constantly telling us that they are keeping their goals front of mind every single day. That could look like a vision board. You could do this with a magazine and glue and cut it all up and stick it in your closet or in your office or on your mirror. It could mean writing down your goals and setting them on a piece of paper on your desk. Or it could mean creating a digital vision board. A digital vision board you could put together in Photoshop or Canva and set it as the background of your computer or your screensaver on your phone. The whole idea is that you are seeing your goals every single day so that you can keep making those little by little steps to get you where you want to go. I would absolutely love to hear what your goals are for 2020. So please pop into our Facebook group, share your goals, maybe even find an accountability partner. If you want even more resources on goal planning and completing some goals, I highly suggest that you check out The Power Sheets by Laura Casey over at the Cultivate What Matters shop, the book The Four Tendencies by Gretchen Rubin, another book called The Power of Habits, Why We Do What We Do by Charles Duhigg, Duhiggin. I don't know how to pronounce that, but now you have it. And the other resource I want to share with you is the Seasonal Calendar by Lindsay Letters, which I'm so excited. I just ordered mine. It is going to be here on, I think, Tuesday next week, and I will definitely be sharing that over on Instagram because they look so beautiful, but I'm really excited to just kind of see a good overview of where I'm going in the next year. Thank you so much for joining me. I would love to hear what your goals are for this year. So again, pop over to the Facebook page. If you want to see what my goals are, you can head to our Facebook group and check them out there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you are as excited for 2020 as I am, that you have some amazing goals set for you, and that you achieve everything that you want to this year. All right, guys, I will see you next week. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Wise Photographer podcast. Dive into the show's notes for this episode and all past episodes at www.thewisephotographer.com. If you loved the show, share it with a friend. Thanks for tuning in, you Wise Photographer you.